I know how frustrating it can be when you take the exam and you don't pass, especially if you've had to take it a couple of times and you still haven't passed yet. I'm here to tell you that that's okay. You've got this. This was one of my students. She actually took, this was her fourth time taking the exam. And we got together, we worked through some things. I gave her some tips on how to take the exam. And her fifth time, she passed the exam no problem. And so this printout, when you don't pass the exam, this setback is a really great time for a comeback because this is going to tell you exactly what you need to do to pass the next time. So if you don't know me, my name's Brianna Zanoni. I've been licensed over 10 years now, and throughout those 10 years, I have helped thousands of people pass their life and health insurance exams. And so what I want to do is really show you some tools that you can use to really help yourself get ahead of the game, especially if you've failed the exam before. So this is a printout. Your printout is going to look very similar to this, or it might have percentages and some numbers, but it's going to give you some different sections of the exam, and it's going to tell you how well you did in each of those sections. Now, if you didn't do so well, so like this one, retirement and other insurance concepts didn't do so well, this state laws pertinent to life insurance only didn't do so well. And so what we can do is focus on those areas that were weakest. So I'd probably say these three would be her weakest. We actually kind of did a little bit of a broad overview, but what you can do is take these weak areas, and your state actually gives you something called the exam content outline. And so each state's is different, but you can download it completely free. Click the link below. You'll get access to your state. You'll see a page like this, and then you'll be able to find your state. My student was in Georgia, and so we found Georgia. This is your candidate bulletin. It's going to go through like what to expect for the exam, where to go, all of that. And then you'll see your exam content outline for your state, and so you'll be able to select there. And so this was for the life exam. And so for Georgia, we can see for Georgia life exam, there's going to be the Georgia life, and then you'll have the state sections down here as well. But you'll see here types of policies. There was a section inside of that that said types of policies. We had policy writers. There's policy writers. There's completing the application, and then retirement and other insurance concepts, retirement and others, and then the state laws. And so it's all in there. But what's really cool about the outline is it's kind of like your study guide or a cheat sheet, because it's going to tell you, okay, under types of policies, here's how many questions are going to be on the exam. Your states might look a little different. Each state kind of has their own way of doing things. Alabama's looks like this. This is for the life and health exam. How many questions are in this section? For the life, for the health. It might look slightly different, but you're going to be able to download yours and be able to access it. And if you, for some reason, the link isn't working, I would try copying and pasting it into the browser. Sometimes it doesn't work directly as a clickable link. If, though, you're still not able to find it, there's a link at the bottom to update and let me know so that I can update it. But you'll be able to see, okay, types of policies. Underneath types of policies, they're going to ask me questions on any of these topics. And so as long as I understand those topics, I'm going to be able to answer the questions as they throw at me, no problem. And so again, click the link below. You'll be able to access yours completely free. As an added bonus, you'll also see the Exam Edge Power Pack, which is one of the tools that I really recommend because it's going to go through a bunch of information. And so it's going to show you, it's going to have a bunch of different tools. It's got 6 different tools and resources in it. And it's going to go through an exam success training on how to take the exam to get the easiest questions. It's going to have an exam ready reference, which is all of those topics, those main topics, and then it's going to give definitions for all of them to make it really easy to make sure you fully understand that concept. How to take the exam checklist, super helpful, things to keep in mind, a deep dive on the exam content outline. So it's going to go through the 4 best ways to use this exam content outline to save yourself on time for studying and making sure you actually understand the information. And then my favorite is the exam retake blueprint, which goes through all of the what you need to focus on, how you need to utilize your exam content outline, what you need to be doing to make sure that the next time you take your exam is the last time, because we definitely want to make sure we get through it, we're done with it. And if you've gone through and taken the exam a couple of times before and you still haven't passed yet, don't give up. The information that you're learning, it's a lot of information, and you're probably only going to need 15 to 20% of it for what you're actually going to do to help clients. We had a guy, he didn't work with me, but it took him 9 times before he finally passed the exam. Within his first year, now a lot of that is through our system and our company and all the things that we do there, but within his first year, he made over $600,000. 9 times. Took him 9 times before he finally passed. $600,000 in his first year. And so do not give up on this. This isn't, oh, well, I took it once and, it's a sign, maybe this isn't for me. No, the way that they go through this information, the exam it hasn't really changed even in the 10 years that I've been licensed. It's basically the same. They just updated a couple of the rules or laws that got changed, but it's basically the same. The tool, the resources, the products, all of these things, they don't work like that anymore. So you literally just need to learn this information to pass the exam and then be done with it. So you've got this. I know it's a lot of information. I know it's frustrating, especially when you don't pass the first time, but get the exam content outline at least. That's going to get you through the majority of giving you exactly what you need to be focusing on, especially when you pair it with that printout of what scores you got, how well you did or didn't do, and focus on those areas. And then just as an extra little bonus is looking at those sections and seeing, okay, there's 15 questions here, there's 12 questions here. This section is I'm going to need to know more questions on it. So I should focus more on this section than on this section. Or even here for like the laws section, that's 24 questions. I really need to make sure I know that one versus just the life insurance laws is only 6 questions. So you definitely want to make sure you're spending the time where it's going to benefit you the most. Like this one only has 8 questions. Sometimes it just says, hey, it's a percentage of the exam. Your exam content or the candidate bulletin will tell you how many questions are going to be on the exam if you're not sure. But your exam content outline, either the life or the health, or if you can take your life and health together, it's sometimes in a link. It might be in the same one. Like Georgia, they'll have the life one, they'll have the health one, so accident and sickness, and then also they have the life and accident and sickness. And so they break it all down for you, show you exactly what you need to know. And then if you have any questions, obviously just please reach out. I know that it's frustrating. I know it's a lot of information, but I hope that this helps. Again, get that link down below. It's completely free to get your exam content outline. It's going to be so helpful when it comes to actually studying and passing the exam because I mean, this is a lot of information. Knowing what to focus on, you can use this like a ton of different ways to use this. I hope that this helps. I know it's a lot, but you've got this. Stick with it. You can absolutely pass this exam. For most states, you only need a 70%. Some, if you're taking them together, you might need a 75%. But it just depends. You absolutely have this. You've got this. I know it can be frustrating. I know it's hard. Stick with it. Use that consistency. Stay on it. And then make sure you're scheduling your retake for your exam as soon as possible so that you can keep all of that information fresh in your mind when you go to take it the next time. So I hope this helps. Thanks so much for jumping on with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.